Boys and girls, Sean Orange here on the first day of Tokyo Game Show, getting you ready. Just thought I'd give you a quick rundown on my Akihabara haul from Wednesday. So I got a few things I've been looking for. I wasn't expecting. On the Full Color Rebellion boards, I've been talking a lot about the Dreamcast and everything, you know, and there's one article in particular on their front page about how Sampa would do well on the Kinect. And I really agree, but that got me nostalgic and thinking, you know, the Wii version can't quite do what the original Dreamcast version could do. So when I found a set of maracas for only about 2,100 yen, I figured that, you know, it's better than the hundreds you can spend in a set in America on my network. I could have gotten to it. They're really heavy, and I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get them both back to the stage with everything else I had. You'll see what I mean. Got a replacement Super Famicom for the one I already have, which is doesn't work terribly well and is really yellow. And this one's very nice. No controllers or anything. I just needed a nice new system, about 1,000 yen, so it's maybe like $12 about right now. Well, it's not too bad. Found some Super Famicom games for pretty cheap. The original Street Fighter for only 50 yen. Samurai Spirits from SNK. I didn't even know this was on any Nintendo console. So this would come out, yeah, around the time that the Neo Geo was out, and I'm sure it looks way, way worse, as you'll find out once we cover the Neo Geo on the show. And Chrono Trigger, which would be obviously all in Japanese, but also just 50 yen, so how can you pass that up? Something I don't already have is a Mega Drive Model 1, just like a Genesis Model 1. Hopefully uses the same power and everything. Well, it came with a few things. Here we go. Yep, it has its own power adapter and AV cables and a controller, so actually I should be able to play it here. I also got a bunch of games for about 20 to 100 yen each. Phantasy Star 50 yen, Shining Force 1 20 yen, Shining Force 2 50 yen, and the original Sonic for 100. So that's, you know, everything roughly $1 or less. It's not too shabby. I also got Lode Runner for the SG-1000 or the Mark III. Can't really play it because anyone who saw the Sega 3D special knows that I don't have a working Mark III. I could have gotten one of the adapters, like the power base converter in America. Unfortunately, you know, I imagine it also has a limitation of playing SG-1000 games. Also, yes, this is SC-3000, so this is actually an SG-1000 game. It wouldn't even work in the adapter anyway. And for 5,000 yen, I probably don't want to pick it up. A few PC Engine things. A couple of Ranma games, which, if memory serves from Selling Rising stuff, aren't too great, but they're only about 20 yen each. I got something called Necromancer for 50. It sounds terrible. It was cheap, and it was one of the only card-based games that I found that I actually wanted. And a Tenno Koei Bank, which anyone who watched our videos about the PC Engine, the core graphics, and everything like that, we had to show a different card for that because we didn't actually have a Tenno Koei. But now I have one here, so perfect. Maybe we can stealth edit that video or something. No, we don't do that. Oh! Oh yeah, so I heard from a friend that GameStop's selling Gamecube Game Boy players for like $10 a piece. This is 980 yen, so it's about the same price. It's orange. You can actually play Game Boy players on American systems to match the actual color that you got. Since they only released it in black in America, all you have to do is get a Game Boy player disc that will work with it. Obviously this one's in Japanese, won't work too good. I guess if you have like a freeloader or something you can use that, but you can actually just call Nintendo, buy a disc for around $10 or so. So, you know, Game Boy player for 20 bucks in America, not too bad if you want the nice orangey version, so of course I would get orange, right? But that wasn't enough for me, so I actually got an orange Gamecube as well, since I don't have a Japanese Gamecube, and Freeloader doesn't seem to work with Giftpia, which is something that Skip made, and Skip, we are going to be meeting very soon. I want to explain to them that I am intended on playing their game in a fashion where I can actually read it, even though I don't understand Japanese that well. 1,980 yen, so it's about, you know, $20, $21, $23, somewhere around there, and they go together. So now on to the Famicom stuff. I got like a metric load of freaking games here, you know. That's not the most interesting part. The most interesting part are a couple of these little gems here. I grabbed the Hudson Joy-Card Super X, which is a third controller port accessory, and I don't recall which games use this, but I'm sure they're made by Hudson Soft since they made this accessory, and I might have them. Was Twin Bee one of them? It was the Twin Bee sequel. One of those two. I think I have it. And I also got this, which Vink also picked up, but this is like a complete set of the Hyper Shot with Hyper Olympic. I could have gotten it for about half as much without the game, but I just figured, I don't have the game, and it'd be kind of pointless to own this without the game. Then, of course, I found the game separately for about 50 yen, so I guess that's one less meal I'm going to be eating while I'm here. We'll be talking about this in relatively short order. Vink's been mentioning it to me for a while and got his own copy, so I'm sure between this and something else that's related to track and field, which is what this is, Hyper Olympic, whatever. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Found a couple of more bits. I was actually looking for these. Most of the rest of the stuff I just came across and thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So I finally have my own Famicom copy of Super Mario Brothers, which was running around 1,000 to 1,500 yen. Got this for 300 because it was in a bin, like a lot of this stuff, of not guaranteed to work cards. But I mean, they're cards. What can really happen to them? What could happen though is this disc system version of Super Mario Brothers for 980 yen, and it's no instruction manual, but otherwise it's fairly complete. And it looks like they've probably tested it, so I know for sure it's this and not Wrecking Crew or something.
This is the weirdest Zelda game I've ever played!
But this is the version where if you use the minus world trick, apparently there's supposed to be an end to it. So if you saw the video I put up on my Some Orange Guy account, or been at any of the conventions lately and seen me doing a demo on how to do the minus world trick, you should be able to use this on any version, and then I will be doing some comparisons between this and the Wii Virtual Console versions, etc., and whatever else I can get my hands on. Did they make one for the card reader? I don't remember. Alas, if only I could play some of these Famicom games while I'm in Japan. I picked up an AV Famicom. It was a little pricey, but I was like, hey, it's a complete set. It doesn't say anything's missing. 6,880 yen, so it's around $75 maybe. Great. There's no AC adapter or AV cable included. I looked, did they forget it? No, it says right here. I actually can't read kanji too well. So when I got back, I actually looked up this little line right here with a nice little asterisk next to it. I got the box version thinking, it's complete. There was actually one that mentioned that there wasn't an AV cable or AC adapter inside. I don't know why they would fail to mention it on the other two more expensive sets, but whatever. But this is a little nub that goes over the controller 3 port, which I can use to plug in my other new games. Also, a couple of copies of Highway Star, one for 50, one for 100 yen. So, not terribly expensive. As people who watch the Famicom 3D System special know that we already reviewed this, but I didn't have my own copy. So now I get to return that to Zeus, thanks, and play these, maybe give one to Phil Bond or something. Okay, well that about wraps it up. I better get going to the first day here and meet Vink at the train station so that we can review and cover everything we can on our first day of Tokyo Game Show. See ya.
Famicom Dojo.